Hello, hello, hello. I just wanted to come on here really quickly and give you guys a bit of a pop-up live on a really important topic, specifically how business owners need to be protecting their profits now, and the one thing that can help them to protect their profits, and also something that can help them lose their profits that they don't even know about. So this live is really for business owners, entrepreneurs, folks who own a company and or manage the portfolio of a company's intellectual property assets. So if you are a business owner, you know a business owner, you have a friend who's a business owner, have a family member who owns a business, you need to tag them in this video because this is really, really, really critical and important. And I think you guys are going to get, well, I know you all are going to get a lot of value out of this because we're going to be talking about something the Supreme Court did that impacts every single business owner on the planet, period. So you need to know about this. Tune in, get your notepad out, get ready, because the Supreme Court has weighed in and it impacts business owners and how we go about protecting the profits in our business. And I don't know about you, but I love the fact that my business can create revenue. Here's what I don't like. And here's what I would be absolutely terrified if this happened to me. I would hate to have to give up all the money I made in my business to someone else because I didn't know how to protect my profit. So if you're someone who enjoys making money in your business and you want to actually keep that money, then you should keep listening. All right. So in the comments, before I get started, just drop the name of your business in the comments, drop the name of your friend's business in the comments. If you're tagging someone, tag them, bring them on in, share this video out. My name is Ashley Nicole Kirkwood. If you can hear me, you can see me, say all good in the comments, just so I know you're here and the video and audio is working. My name is Ashley Nicole Kirkwood. I own Mobile General Counsel, which is a law firm for entrepreneurs. I also have a brand called Speak Your Way to Cash, where I teach business owners, entrepreneurs, and experts how to profit from public speaking and how to make money off of their intellectual property. But today we're going to be talking about how not to lose all the money you make in your business. I saw a Facebook post the other day, and it basically talked about how this woman had made over 6 figures in her business, but she didn't have a trademark. And so she was losing. She ended up getting sued, or someone contacted her and sent her a cease and desist. And she lost 80% of the profits she made in her business to this other company because she didn't have a trademark. They owned the name of her business. And so she lost her money. Since that post has been circulating and I sent out an email about it to my list, I've been getting questions that's like, oh, can this really happen to me? Or people asking me like, hey, Ashley, I know that this happened to this one woman somewhere, but is this a big risk? Is this really going to be happening? Does this happen often? What are the odds of this happening to me? So I wanted to share with you all this Supreme Court case, Romag Fasteners Inc. versus Fossil Inc. It's from, I think, August of this year. So this year, the Supreme Court weighed in on this actual topic, and it affects every single business owner on the planet that does business in the United States, and that is subject to the Lanham Act if they were to be brought into court. So first off, let me back up because I get real excited about legal stuff, and I want to make sure I break this down in a way that everyone watching and listening who listens to this even after this live presentation is over can understand it. The Supreme Court is the highest, the federal Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. Federal trademark, when you have a federal trademark, right? If someone were to violate that federal trademark, you would go into federal court. You wouldn't start at the United States Supreme Court. You would probably start at a district court. And then if the decision is not to one party's liking, they can appeal it to the appellate court. And then if they still don't like, if one side still doesn't like the decision, they can then appeal to the ultimate court, the Supreme Court of the land. There are 9 justices that sit on the Supreme Court presently. And this particular decision in the Supreme Court, let me just tell you guys, the Supreme Court does not take all cases. Typically, they decide to take a case if there is some type of a circuit split is what they call it. That means that there are some judges who believe that this is the law over here, and there's another set of judges that believe that something else is the law over there, right? So there has to be some conflict in how courts are interpreting a particular law. Now, when you sue for someone violating your federal trademark or your trademark, that lawsuit can be brought under what's called the Lanham Act. That's like the law that the judges have to interpret when deciding whether or not there's been trademark infringement. I'm sure that you are like, oh my God, now I feel like I'm in law school, but stay with me because it's going to get real critical to your business, okay? Now, what was happening was there was a whole group of people that thought, okay, even if I violate someone else's trademark, if I don't do it on purpose, like if I do it on accident, then that means they shouldn't be able to attack the profits that I make from that violation. Right? There was a whole group of people that had this. There was some disagreement, even amongst real deal legal scholars, about what it meant. Like, if someone violates my trademark, does that mean they can get all the money I've made under that particular trademark? There was two schools of thought. Now, one group of people thought, yeah, they could get all your money, but only if it's willful, like only if you meant to do it, you knew you were violating it, etc. There was another group that was like, that doesn't make sense, and the law doesn't explicitly say it must be willful, and so yeah, I should be able to get all your profits. Now, the Supreme Court decided, let's just weigh in on this and make it very, very clear as to whether or not, if there is a trademark violation, someone can attack and get the profits that were made from that infringement. The Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, in a 9-0 decision, okay? This is important because this means that all of the judges voted for this particular ruling, right? 9-0. There were no what we call dissenting judges. So there wasn't any judges on the bench that were like, I disagree with this decision. All 9 of them found that although the mental state of the person infringing on the trademark is important, it's not determinative, meaning you don't have to prove that somebody on purpose violated your trademark in order for you to get the profits for the infringement. What does that mean for every single business owner on the planet that does business in the United States? And why am I on here talking to you all about a Supreme Court decision when we all got businesses to run and money to make? Well, I'm talking to you about this because what this means is now that if you were to violate someone's trademark, they could come after you for all the profits they've made under that mark. So now, here's where we get to the good part, because this is what I want people to understand. And this is what a lot of people do not understand, because they think they can just be out here doing business without having their business foundation solid. They think hiring all these other people to make their brand look pretty is more important than hiring a lawyer to protect it. Here's why that makes no sense. And here's why you need to hire a lawyer to protect your brand, and or you need to otherwise make sure your brand is protected. This is what this means. This means if you are running a business right now today on, figuring out the days and months is so important to me now. Okay. If you're running a business right now today, September 8th, 1:02 p.m. Central Time, and you do not have a trademark, what you may be thinking is, well, I checked and no one's using the name, so I'm okay. Here's why you, sir or ma'am, are not okay. If you run that business and you don't own a trademark, and then someone else files for a trademark today or tomorrow or the next day for your business name, and you continue to run that business for years, but unbeknownst to you, someone has filed a trademark for it, they own the federal rights to use that name for whatever category they filed it in, and they can come to you with a cease and desist when they get ready or when they find out that you're violating, and they could potentially sue you for all the money you've been making under that particular brand name that you don't own. Now, that's critical. If hopefully you all are out there having aha moments, like, aha, I should in fact own the business name that I'm making all this money under, or I should in fact own the business name before I grow the business to be such a profitable entity that now people feel like I should be getting sued. This is why I'm telling you guys to tag every business owner you know, so that they know that it's not just me. It's not Ashley saying you need to get a trademark. It is the highest court of the land, and all the justices are finally on the same side as it relates to this particular issue. So having your trademark has gone from optional, it's nice, to critical. And I have literally seen business coaches telling people, oh, you don't need a trademark to make money in your business. You could just make all the money. Well, guess what, folks? Now the money is tied to your brand. And guess what? If you make all that money with that fancy coach who told you not to get a trademark, and then you get sued, guess what that fancy coach won't do? Probably won't pay your legal fees, okay? And they're going to be pricey. And they're more than likely not going to help you to recoup all the money you're going to have to give up to someone else when they sue you for all of the profits in your business. Now, that's person one. So person one is the person who doesn't own the trademark, but they know that no one else owns it, so they think they're okay. The reason why you're walking on thin ice with that strategy is every single day, thousands of trademarks are filed. And unless you are the person who is, and let me know if you all can hear me. I'm not seeing no comments yet. So I don't know if you all are just sitting over there thinking, I got to hurry up and get this done or what. But let me know if you can, if you can hear me in the comments, because I want you all to get this. I don't know if you're thinking like you may do it at a later time or whatever, but if you're not planning on changing your particular business name, if you don't plan on changing your particular business name, then you 100% need to get it. You 100% need to get it trademarked. You 100% need to get it trademarked. Okay, now I can see the comments. Jackie's like, got my notebook. Okay, good. So look, here's the thing. There's another group of you out there. There's a group of you out there that are like, okay, I actually know that someone is infringing on my trademark. I know they are. And or I know that I'm infringing on someone else's trademark. I just still haven't done anything about it. I haven't changed my name. I haven't tried to get my trademark filed. I've done nothing. The problem with that is you're walking on thin ice. And here's the thing. And this is the Supreme Court. I'm so glad, I'm so glad the Supreme Court decided this, because let me tell you, a lot of people think that trademarks are not an important matter. They think that it's something that is just like ancillary to the rest of their business, or it's not a critical thing to own your business, and that us lawyers are just out there to get your money. That's not the case. At the point that the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land in 2020, decided that this was what they were going to do, they were going to make this decision this year, it shows you the incredible importance of having your name trademarked and the value of getting it done. So you absolutely need to get it done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to get your trademark done. Now, here's the thing. Some of you are like, I didn't get it done because of cost. Now, the story that I read online was because the woman didn't get it done due to cost. And so she thought it was too expensive. But then when she got sued, she still didn't have the money to fight a lawsuit. So she ended up just losing because she couldn't get good counsel anyways. You're either going to pay the money now to get a trademark, or you're going to pay later. And guess what? It doesn't matter that you've gotten away with it for 5 or 10 years. I have had people who have had trademark lawsuits come at them after they've been in business for 15 years using a name. Now think about it, 15 years of profits. How much more do they have to lose? In this particular case, the Supreme Court case was between Romac Fasteners and Fossil, the company that makes all these retail products, Fossil watches, whatever. They've been around for a long time. Imagine how much their profits were. They had to hire large law firms to litigate this back and forth. But don't think that because Fossil is a huge company, this is not also applicable to you. That principle is applicable to every single business owner in the planet that does business in the United States, which is why I say tag all your business friends. Yeah, Ebony. Yes, Ebony, I'm excited to help y'all out because you need to get this done. Now, here's the thing. People come to me and say, okay, they don't have the money, or they don't have the time to think about it. You have to think about this. So we have 2 ways that we can help you with this. One, you could take the Get the Tea on Trademarks course. And right now I'm doing the course live on Thursday night. Live as in I'm actually going to teach it live. You can ask me questions at the end. And I thought that was really important because right now trademarks are more vital than ever. And so you absolutely need to get it done. Okay. 2, you can work with a lawyer. Now, this is what I recommend. You work with a lawyer because now we're seeing all types of trademarks get refused for all types of crazy reasons. We're seeing a lot of office actions come up. And so we've had to actually fight for our trademark, for our clients to get their trademarks approved. More than likely, if you do it on your own, you're not going to necessarily know how to handle all of the different challenges that go along the way of a year-long trademark process. That stated, taking the class is better than doing this. Taking the class is better than not doing anything. So I would recommend, these are the 3 steps I'd recommend. Best option, hire a lawyer, hire mobile general counsel to do it for you. That's the best option, obviously. Second best option, Get the Tea on Trademarks. It's like less than $300 for the course. You can show up live and do it. You can pay an extra $99 to get 1 year access. That's the second best option. Third option, you're going to have to learn everything you can about trademark law and do it yourself. Because even if you don't want to pay a lawyer, you don't want to pay to take the class, which is a very nominal, small investment, and it's small. I'm not going to say, some people are like, that's not small to everyone. Some people, it's small. You run a business, it's small. 3, you can learn everything about trademark law and do it yourself. If you have to do it yourself, you can't hire a lawyer, you can't take the class, you have zero money, all you have is enough to file the application, you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself, which means you're going to have to go on Google, you're going to have to go on YouTube, you're going to have to read everything on the uspto.gov website. I would recommend doing that versus like Googling things and you don't know the source of the information. That's what you're going to have to do. But get this, guys, you do not want to lose your profits. No one, and I mean no one. I've never met a single person in my entire life who's come to me and said, hey, Ashley, I decided to start a business because I want to lose all my profits in a lawsuit. Never. Never has that ever happened. And so if you are a business owner who does not want to lose all your profits to a lawsuit, who actually cares about the business that you're protecting, you need to get your business protected. Okay? And if you're joining late and you didn't hear what I said, here's a recap. The Supreme Court said that you do not have to show willful trademark infringement in order to collect the profits made from infringement. So basically, if you violate someone else's trademark, they can go after all the profits that you have generated by violating their trademark. So under that business name that you don't own. And let me tell you this, filing your LLC paperwork will not save you. That is a state action, not a federal action. And that does not mean you own the name to use it nationwide. Okay. So keep these things in mind. Tag a business owner. It's a short video, 15 minutes of their time, just so that they know, because these things are critical. We do not build these businesses, make this money for someone else to come and take it. And guess what? It doesn't matter that you're a good person. Let me just say this, because we're all good people here. Come in closer. We're all good people. The fact that you're a good person does not mean you're not going to get sued. The fact that you're a Christian does not mean you're not going to get sued. The fact that you love God and have kids and do well for the world does not mean you're not going to get sued. I don't know why people think that. You know, I love my clients. I love people who come to me. I love what I do. Obviously, you all can see how energized I am about this topic. But so many people think because they're good people, because they pray, because they help the community, bad things won't happen to them. Let me tell you that lawyers exist because bad things happen to good people, okay? People will come at you. If you build a business, trust and believe that people will take their shot at you. And you should be anticipating that and have a solid plan for that. And this is why it's really, really, really critical that as a business owner, you don't become a slave to your feelings. You may not feel like learning this information. You may not feel like dealing with all the tax stuff. You may not feel like dealing with all the legal stuff. Well, guess what? Your feelings do not matter as it relates to running and protecting the business and the legacy that you're building. Do not allow something as minuscule as money to prevent you from protecting the legacy that you are attempting to protect. It is unbelievable to me that you can believe that you're in your heart, believe that you're building $1 billion brand and you won't spend the thousands of dollars that it costs to protect it. And it's a year-long process. Like with our firm, trademarking starts at $3,500. For a year's worth of work. That's still too low. It's just not a lot of money when you think about the amount of money that brand will build. So, you know, that's my 2 cents on that, because a lot of people do think that because they're good people, bad things won't happen to them. Bad things will happen to you, even though you're a good person. I'm not speaking anything bad on you. I'm not speaking that negative things will happen to you, but I'm saying that even as people of faith, people who live in the world of positivity and all that, we still have to be reasonable and responsible for that which we are called to build and put out into the earth. So yes, you may have gotten a vision about your business. You may have gotten an inkling about it. God may have placed it on your spirit. You may believe that you are purposed to do this work. That does not absolve you of the responsibility of building responsibly, okay? And so there are people out there, such as myself and others, like people in the accounting field, the tax field, all those people. We are here to make sure that legacy that you're building does not get cut short. I just heard from one of my awesome clients the other day about she had a family member that had to spend over $80,000 in legal fees because they were sued and they didn't have good counsel. So they lost a lot of the profits of their business and had to pay crazy legal fees, when a lot of this stuff can be prevented on the front end. So if you have an entrepreneur or a business owner that you care about, share this video with them, because the Supreme Court has now made it clear that that you have to have a trademark for your brand. And not only that, if you have a trademark for your brand, if you have a federal trademark, you need to be enforcing it. You need to have monitoring on it to make sure that people are not coming at you and using that name and that it doesn't get diluted in the marketplace, because that can happen. That can happen when you think about like Black Lives Matter. They weren't able to get a faction of their business trademark because everyone uses that term right now. It's not necessarily a goods or a services identifier anymore. It's more of a mantra. So they didn't get that trademark done in the beginning. And so now it's a little bit too late, because now it is literally a phrase that everyone uses. So there's a lot that goes into how do you build a brand? How do you make money in a brand? And then how do you protect those profits? You need to protect those profits. And one of the things I will say that makes our firm unique and that makes me unique as a lawyer is that I'm always thinking about both. How can my clients make more money, and how can they protect the money that they have? So we're never approaching your legal strategy from absent the fact that you're an entrepreneur. We get that you're an entrepreneur. We get that you want to make money. We get that you're building a business. We get that you have a $1 billion brand. But we also understand that we have to protect that brand. And so, yes, build fast, build strong, but build smart. Okay. This is critical. So, hey, Linda, how are you? And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining this pop-up live. I did not send out an email about this before doing it, but it's critical information. And so I want to make sure that you all know what's going on and what major corporations are thinking about and what their counsel is telling them to consider, because this is a historic case. This is a historic case, and it's really, really important that you know. So the decision basically is that a plaintiff in a trademark infringement suit is not required to demonstrate that the defendant willfully infringed on their trademark to claim lost profit damages, which means they can get all the profits. So they can claim lost profit damages means they can claim the profits that you've generated under that particular infringement. So this is big. This is a big deal, and it's pretty historic. And it's something that you need to be thinking about if you are one of those people who's like, I'm gonna wait to get a trademark. It may not be critical right now. And do not listen to a business coach that gives legal advice. Just as a general rule, if there is a business coach that is giving legal advice, they should not be doing that. More importantly, if you have a business coach that is giving you legal advice that does not include but talk to a lawyer, or you need to speak to a lawyer, then it's irresponsible. It's the same reason I don't go out there and give financial advice or tax advice to customers because I'm not an accountant. So, we just have to be responsible out here and use wisdom as it relates to who you listen to. But yeah, this is good. So tag all your entrepreneur friends, let them know this is critical. They need to get it done. The link to take the Get the Tea on Trademarks class is included within. I'll be filing an application live, so you'll actually see me go through the process. But it's going to be a really good class. Typically, it's like an hour and a half. I make myself available for 2 hours because people have questions, and I'll stick around and answer questions. It'll be live. It'll be good. So if you cannot afford to work with our firm to do it right now, you want to see if you can do it yourself. There's no risk to taking the class. And if nothing else, you take the class, you learn about how to file this trademark, how to file your own trademark. And at the end of the class, you can decide, I'm not doing this. I'm going to hire a lawyer to do this. And so there'll be an opportunity for you to work with us in that capacity as well. But definitely, literally share this video out. Share this video out. Tag an entrepreneur, because we need to make sure that we know what's going on. There's so much happening right now due to COVID that people aren't always thinking about what the Supreme Court is doing. But these courts are extraordinarily powerful, and the implications of their decisions last centuries, sometimes, if not decades. I went to law school within this decade, and I'm still learning about Supreme Court, or I learned about Supreme Court decisions that took place more than 50 years ago. So it's a very powerful court. This is a very powerful decision, and the implications of it do impact every single business that does business in the United States. So share this broadcast out, and yeah, we'll go from there. But if you all have questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. If you want to chat with me and do a legal audit, you want to make sure that your business is protected, you want to see where you're leaving revenue on unprotected or you're leaving money on the table, then book that legal audit with me now. And the link to that is also in the description of this video. So, all right, talk to you guys soon, and hopefully this was helpful. And if it was helpful, just let me know in the comments.